What's up, buddy? Welcome back to a brand new video on the Prosmatic channel. I know I've been gone for a while. It's been about like a month, I think, since I last uploaded, and a lot's happened since I was last active on this channel. People were flying Teslas over the hills of California. Will Smith smacks Chris Rock. Now we have another controversy that's happening within the content creator sphere, especially the streaming sphere. It's a pretty well-known streamer. You all know what's happening going on at the moment with this guy. It's a content creator called IShowSpeed. He's a streamer, a content creator who blew up very quickly over the past year or so. I personally didn't really know who he was. Really, I've seen some clips of what he does, but I didn't truly know like what he did as a content creator until like this stuff came out. Like the only thing I knew about this guy was the fact that he was, I wouldn't say extreme, he liked pushing the boundaries on certain things when it came to his streams, on like the way he behaved and stuff. He liked pushing the boundaries. That's what I knew him for, even though I haven't really like watched an entire video. I've just seen like short clips of what he's done, and I'm pretty sure that's mostly what he's known for. And sadly it is. But recently a video popped up on Twitter. It blew up, of him raging at a some type of first-person shooter game, and he said during his raging, he said some pretty, I would say, egregious things, at the same time very low-hanging fruit ways to insult somebody. And that's the reason why he's getting canceled, is because of this. He made some pretty low-hanging fruit, misogynistic insults, takes at somebody during the game. So on that front, that wasn't good. Obviously, those kind of jokes or like takes, whatever. Like again, it's low-hanging fruit. It's like bottom the barrel of like ways to attack somebody, or even like a minority of people, is like that type of humor. It's like so. It's such low-hanging fruit that it's hilarious, as that's the first thing you came up with, was that type of joke. And I'm pretty sure we've all seen the clip by now, so like you know what joke I'm referring to. He made a response video to that, explaining why that event happened. He did apologize. I'm going to take the benefit of the doubt and say it was 100% genuine response to what's been going on. The main thing that everyone's talking about, and a lot of people are making good points about this, is the fact that he's built a community around this concept. Not this concept, but the type of content he produces, which is very aggressively, I wouldn't say fully aggressively, but definitely toxic for sure. He's built a community around this. The problem with building yourself around a type of community like this, first thing is like, if you try to change this type of genre of content from being extremely toxic and negative and like having these type of freakouts in video games to like something else, to something a little more chill, a little more calm, your audience is going to attack you for it, just because you decide to change the direction of how you want to produce the content, what kind of content you want to produce, because it's not a healthy thing to do over time. So that's one problem, is like if you try to change the direction of the content to make it a little more friendly, not as toxic as it is, they're gonna like go after him for that. And the other thing is, if you do this for a long certain period of time, it will take effect on you. Doing this type of content, making this type of egregious toxic content, long term, it's really going to mess with you. And then you're going to do it to the point where you're just going to keep raising the bar until the bar can't be raised anymore, and that's when you do something completely ridiculous that it's going to like ruin you as a person. And this is coming from a commentary YouTuber who started out trying to enter the content era as being like a toxic and negative person, and I'm going to tell you right now, it was not fun, you know. Starting out, I tried to be a type of commentary YouTuber who was like toxic stuff, like the type of stuff that like people did back in like 2017, 2016, stuff like that. I didn't even do it that long. I pretty much I think I did the toxic route or whatever on the internet for probably about maybe close to a year, maybe less than a year, doing that type of content. Within that time frame of doing that type of content, I did do some things. Nowadays, looking back on it, which is like 3-4 years later, it was not a good decision. It wasn't something I would do nowadays for sure, 100%. The stuff I did 3 years ago for this channel, I would not do nowadays. So like, this stuff is going to ruin you. It will destroy your mental health, and soon enough you're just going to keep doing it until you do something that you can't take back. And at the moment, it's getting pretty insane. Like some of the stuff that he's doing for views and for content is like pretty out there, stuff that most people won't agree with. And like, the thing as well is the audience that he has, they're not like audience that like around like my age, whatever. I'm pretty sure the majority of his audience, or like the people who really enjoy this, are probably kids who are probably either like in high school, most likely middle school or whatever, because like a lot of like the toxic stuff he does and says are like around middle school humor, because like, again, a lot of stuff he does is like low-hanging fruit type of takes, whatever. So like, overall from this, what he's done, especially in the clip that's gone viral, it was like not cool. And it's good that he realizes it to some extent, that it wasn't a good thing that he did, even though he even mentioned in the video that certain video that he's responding to happened a few months ago. So for him to basically make an apology about it now is kind of interesting while this whole cancellation's happening. But again, the biggest worry with like this type of content is that it's going to destroy him mentally, right? And he's just going to keep doing this to the point, like the audience is going to keep making him, or like not really making them, but like asking for this until like he does something that he can't take back, and then it's going to be like extremely damaging. So there's a lot of things, repercussions that can happen from this. And again, should he really get canceled for it? Not 100%, because again, this guy's like, he's young. He's willing to do this at 17. He's young, so like over time you can like adapt to whatever. Because again, like when I was 17, I was kind of edgy and toxic and stuff. I wasn't this egregiously edgy and toxic, but I was somewhat edgy and toxic between the ages of like 15 and 17. I was kind of like this guy, but over time I realized like this kind of stuff isn't as funny as people make it sound, or like as it really is. When you're that age, you kind of like grow out of it and you realize, yo dude, the majority of that stuff that I said when I was that age is like pretty messed up stuff that you shouldn't really say because it's offensive, whatever. So like, hopefully he does, when he gets older, he realizes, he grows up and matures, that he realizes that those stuff that he did in the past wasn't that good for him. But like, again, like the longer he does this, it's just going to be more damaging to him. That's the biggest problem with this, is that like if he does this long enough, it's going to mess with him mentally, and he's just going to keep doing it and doing it until he does something so ridiculous that it's just going to ruin him probably as a person. Probably going to ruin his brand. It's just not going to have a good outcome. So hopefully he's able to realize that what he's doing could be damaging. Now, trying to fix the community that he's built around this, that's a completely different thing. That's a whole different story. That's a whole different can of worms. It's going to be difficult to open and fix that issue with the community, because like the community is part of the majority and the main reason why he's making this type of content and doing this type of stuff. So fixing the community, it's going to take a little more work than him fixing and shifting the type of content that he's willing to make. Because at the moment, the type of content he's making is the most damaging part about all this. Fixing the community, that's more like step 2, the second step into fixing the direction for all this. But at the moment, he needs to work on himself and the type of content he makes. Because again, like if he continues doing this, it's not going to be healthy for him. And he's just gonna keep doing it until he does something pretty stupid. Even though he's already done and said some pretty stupid stuff that were pretty out there. He's made, along with the misogynistic jokes, which is what he's getting canceled for. I think he's made a few jokes or so about raping women, which is also pretty egregious, pretty out there. It also just attracts like the worst type of people on the internet. That's another big issue, is that this type of stuff, it attracts the worst type of people on the internet. So hopefully he's able to fix this. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say. Hopefully you guys enjoyed nonetheless. I'm pretty sure the majority of stuff I said in this video is just probably repeated stuff that a lot of people have said as well. But yeah, well, I wanted to give my take on this, especially since starting out I tried to be the edgy, toxic type of commentary channel, but over time I realized like, it's not healthy for you to do this on like a daily basis or like repeatedly over and over and to have this type of mindset. So I changed the type of content I make, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a lot better now, a lot happier making the type of content I make. But yeah, that's basically this video. Hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless, and yeah, see you guys next time.